Okay, boys and girls, we're going to read Mexico ABCs, a book about the people and places of Mexico, written by Sarah Hyman, illustrated by Todd Oren. And it's book number, the test number, boys and girls, for Reading Renaissance is number 66038. Book level is 4.5, and it's worth 0.5 points, half a point. All right, you ready? Hola, ¿qué pasa? That means hello, what's happening in Spanish, the main language of Mexico. Mexico is in North America, just south of the United States. More than 101 million people live in Mexico. It ranks 11th in world population. You can see here, boys and girls, the map of Mexico when compared to the United States, and the world, boys and girls, the size of Mexico compared to the world. A is for art. The colors and patterns of Mexican art are bright and bold. Mural artists turn walls into huge paintings. Some Mexican art looks like Spanish art because Spain ruled Mexico from the early 1500s to 1821. Other Mexican art looks like the art of the peoples living in Mexico before the Spaniards came. These native peoples included the Aztecs, Zapotecs, and Mayas. Sometimes Mexican artists mix art styles. B is for butterfly. In autumn, monarch butterflies fly thousands of miles from Canada and the United States to the mountains of central Mexico. The butterflies cover pine and fir trees, and branches sometimes even break from their weight. C is for Cinco de Mayo. Cinco de Mayo means the 5th of May. It's also the name of a festival held on that day. People dance in colorful costumes to celebrate a great day of victory in 1862. In that year, Mexican soldiers fought French invaders and won, even though the French had twice as many soldiers. Another important national holiday is Independence Day, September 16th. It marks the day in 1821 when Mexico won its freedom from Spain. D is for Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead is observed on November 2nd. Families picnic, plant flowers, and leave gifts at the graves of loved ones. Cookies in the shape of skulls are a traditional Day of the Dead treat. E is for enchilada. Enchiladas are a favorite food in Mexico. Meat, cheese, or beans are rolled up in a tortilla and then covered with a tomato sauce. See page 23 for more about tortillas. F is for flag. The green in Mexico's flag stands for hope. The white is for religion and purity. The red stands for unity and the blood of Mexicans who died fighting for freedom. In the middle of the flag is the country's coat of arms. Legend of the Mexican coat of arms. Coat of arms. Legend of the Mexican coat of arms. The ancient Aztecs had a hummingbird god. This god told the people that a sign would let them know where to build a new city. They saw an eagle sitting on a cactus and eating a snake, and they knew this was the sign. The Aztecs began to build the capital of their nation on that spot in 1325. It is now Mexico City, capital of Mexico. G is for guitar. The guitar, or guitarra, is a big part of the traditional Mexican music. Guitarristas lead popular dance bands called mariachi bands. The large bass guitar with the round back is called the giraton. H is for hacienda. A hacienda is a large house in the country. Haciendas often have a patio or garden space in the center of the house. In the country and small towns, houses traditionally were built with adobe, which is a kind of brick made out of mud and straw. I. I is for iglesia. A church or iglesia stands at the center of every Mexican community. Religion is so important to the Mexican people that a church was often the first building to be built in a town. Most of the people in Mexico are Roman Catholic. The Spaniards brought the Roman Catholic religion when they came to Mexico in the early 1500s. Before that, the native peoples had their own religions. Some Mexicans still practice the native religions. J. J is for Juarez. Benito Juarez is a hero to many Mexicans. He was a Zapotec native and the first native person to be elected president of Mexico. He was president from 1861 until he died in 1872. Benito Juarez. K. K is for kit fox. Desert covers much of northern Mexico, where the kit fox lives. Besides the kit fox, you'll see prairie dogs, lizards, snakes, and scorpions in that part of Mexico. Wildlife in other areas of Mexico: rainforests, monkeys, parrots, jaguars, tapirs, mountains, coyotes, wolves, deer, mountain lions. Oceans around Mexico: gray whales, tuna, swordfish, tropical fish, shrimp, manatees, pelicans. Oh wow, I didn't know all these animals lived in Mexico, boys and girls. Wow, that's a lot of animals, different animals. L. L is for lantern. During the Christmas season in Mexico, the night is lit up with lanterns or luminarias. People first made these special lights by setting a candle in sand inside a paper bag. Many luminarias are still made this way, but now they are also made of pottery and metal. M. M is for money. Mexico's unit of money is the peso, which comes in both coins and bills. 1 peso equals 100 centavos. N. N is for nopal, cactus. The nopal cactus is one of over 1,000 different kinds of cactus in Mexico. It has thick, flat leaves and it grows in the Sonoran Desert of northwestern Mexico. Mexicans cut nopal leaves into tiny pieces and fry them. Fried nopal and scrambled eggs make a good breakfast. O. O is for outdoor market. An outdoor market or mercado can be found in almost every Mexican town. You'll find everything from brightly painted wooden toys to pots, clothing, fruits, and vegetables. P. P is for piñata. At birthdays and other celebrations in Mexico, a piñata hangs from the ceiling. It is filled with candies and small toys. One at a time, children are blindfolded and twirled around. Then each child swings hard at the piñata with a stick. When the piñata breaks, the treats spill out. Q. Q is for quetzal. The rainforests of southern Mexico are home to many birds and animals, including the quetzal. This bird was important to the Aztecs. They used quetzal feathers as money for trading. They also decorated their clothing with a brightly colored plume, or the feathers, boys and girls. Plumes are feathers. R. R is for Rio Grande. This wide, shallow, slow-moving river forms nearly two-thirds of the border between Mexico and the United States. Early Spanish explorers first named this river the Rio Grande, which means big river. Americans still call it that, but Mexicans now call it the Rio Bravo, or bold river. The Rio Grande begins in the San Juan Mountains of Colorado. The river is 1,885 miles, 3,034 kilometers long, and empties into the Gulf of Mexico at Brownsville, Texas. S. S is for serape. Serapes are made of heavy wool and are worn over the shoulders. They can also be used as blankets on cold nights. Other traditional Mexican clothing: sombrero, a wide-brimmed hat; chaleco, a woven vest; china poblana, a decorated skirt, blouse, or sash for traditional dances. T. T is for tortilla. A tortilla is a flat, thin, round bread made from either wheat, flour, or cornmeal. Mexicans use it to scoop up food, or they wrap it around ground beef, cheese, and refried beans. We had this in the enchilada page, boys and girls. Other Mexican favorites. Chili, a soup or sauce made of hot chili peppers. Tamales, cornmeal dough filled with spiced meat and steamed in a corn husk. Mole, a thick, dark, spicy sauce often flavored with chocolate and ground nuts. U is for uno. Uno means one in Spanish. Try counting to 10 in Spanish. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, seis, siete, ocho, nueve, diez. V is for Virgin of Guadalupe. Many homes in Mexico have a picture or statue of the Virgin of Guadalupe. She is also known as Mary, the mother of Jesus. Catholics in Mexico believe the Virgin of Guadalupe keeps a loving eye on them, the Lady of Guadalupe. Juan Diego was an Aztec farmer. One morning in 1531, Juan heard a woman call his name. She said she was the mother of all who live in this land, and she wanted a church built on the nearby hill. She showed Juan a bush of beautiful roses. He'd never seen roses growing there before. He picked some and put them inside his cloak, or tinima, to show the bishop. When he opened his tilma, he found a beautiful painting of the lady on the cloak. Today, Juan's cloak, with its picture of the Virgin of Guadalupe, hangs in a church that was built next to that hill. W is for warrior. In 1502, a warrior or soldier named Montezuma II became the leader of the Aztec people. While he was emperor, the Aztecs controlled more than half of the area that is now Mexico. Aztec emperor and warrior Montezuma II. X. X is for Xochimilco. Visitors come from all over to enjoy the beauty of Lake Xochimilco. They ride in brightly painted boats that glide through a maze of colorful island gardens. Long ago, the Aztecs covered reed rafts with mud and planted them with fruits, vegetables, and flowers. Over the years, the plant's roots grew down into the lake. The rafts formed islands, which are still gardens today. Y. Y is for Yucatan Peninsula. The Yucatan Peninsula reaches like a big thumb into the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean Sea. Its white, sandy beaches and ancient Mayan ruins draw tourists by the thousands. Tulum and Chichen Itza are two famous ruins. A step pyramid at the Chichen Itza ruins on the Yucatan Peninsula. Z. Z is for Zócalo. The public square or Zócalo is the center of most villages, towns, and cities in Mexico. People go there to visit, hear speeches, celebrate special occasions, or go to church. Thank you, boys and girls.